This is Brickhead Boy Toy Reviews. Here we have Xipoo Military War. This is going to be my third review by Xipoo. The other two I already done. So here's the third. And this is a 3-in-1. On the back it shows the Soul of Battle, land vehicles, and armored shot cannon. So let's open it up. And here are the contents inside the box. They're out now. 3 instruction books. And here are all the bags opened up. Since this is a 3-in-1, I will not be doing a quick build, so I apologize. So we will start from the first one here. Here's the main build, Soul of Battle, complete. As I was building this, the set is already lacking. Right off the bat, you can see it's just very uncreative and pretty bland in my opinion. Let's take a look at what's included. We'll start with the main component of the build, which is the 2 minifigs. You have a regular guy and a soldier with camo print, which is really neat. I like that. And 2 weapons. And you get your brick separator. Here are the extra pieces that wasn't used for this build. Let's move on to these things. Here's the mini builds. You have a sandbag with small little weapon. You have what appears to be a flag on top of a hill or a little dirt pile, whatever that's supposed to be. And you have this little thing which doesn't balance very well. You do this and it just falls over. One good thing about that is this piece here. This piece here actually fires. There's a little trigger here. Boom. There's your missile. Goes flying. Next up are your little trees. Nothing too special about 2 little trees. They're identical. One thing I found wrong was you can't push it really down too far because it's just too tight. So I just had to build it like this. That pole is supposed to go all the way through. Let's take a look at the vehicle. Here's your vehicle, the main part of the build. Here's a 360 view. I like the way that this was built. Pretty interesting. It does turn all the way, except it's only held by 1 stud, so it tends to get loose pretty easy. The one thing wrong with this, very wrong with it, is you really can't put a minifigure inside, and there's no steering wheel. So let's try putting somebody in here. So this is what happens. I call this poor construction with your own time. I mean, there's many pieces. You could probably customize it to have your minifig sit in there, but I won't bother because I think this build itself here is lacking. Let's conclude this little portion. If this was not a 3-in-1, I wouldn't even buy this. Just like I said, I have no interest in this set, and it was the poor one to display in front. They should have shown the other models too on the front, but they didn't. It's all on the back. So let's move on to the next one. Number 2. And here is build number 2, complete, land vehicles. Let's take a look. So it looks like you have your vehicle, which appears to be inspired by a Humvee or Hummer with rockets in the back, and you have a platform. Let's check out the platform. Here it is. It's pretty decent looking. Put your minifigs here for like a little base. There's your extra trees that came from the earlier build, exact same thing. And you got your sandbags in the front, and there's your shooting weapon there. Not much to this. Let's take a look at the land vehicle. So here it is. Looks pretty nice. And you could open the top too. Let's see if you could put a minifig inside. There he is. He fits somewhat. You can actually customize it with that plate being too high. You could lower it and have him sit properly, but he does fit at least better than the first build. So far this is a lot better than the first model that's built, so I'm not disappointed with this. However, it's okay. Let's move on to the last one here. But first, I forgot to mention too that these are the extra pieces that was left from that set. So let's move on to build number 3. Last but not least, here is build number 3. Armored shot cannon. Here are your extra pieces, so you can tell this is the set that uses the most pieces. And let's take a look at this. Here is the little outpost, which is pretty decent in size. You have a small little picnic table. Actually, this is, yeah, I'll call this a picnic area for your soldiers. Anyways, let's move on to that. Here is your armored shot cannon. This has a lot more features than the other vehicles. That can open up in the back. You have your turret and your cannon that can go up and down. And you have a hatch in front. You really can't do much with that. You can't even put a minifig in, but you can put them on top, which is fine for me. And there you go. And to conclude my review for this model here, this is the best, and this is the reason why I got this set. If it wasn't for this build, I probably wouldn't even get it. Not much to say about this set. I got it for about 13, so I think it's worth it. Even for that price, the bricks are pretty good quality. There were some problems with, like I said earlier, about the pole and the leaves not going on. Other than that, everything else was good. And this is a good addition to my other 2 vehicles. That's all I have to say. This Brickhead Boy. Thanks for watching.